What is up, America? This is Circus Tunes, and welcome to the circus. So, tonight I have a video on some life advice. Me being 26 years old and everything, just take this however you want to take this, okay? Or don't take it at all. Either one. So, let's just jump right into the video. So, my life advice tips. Now, this is just mine. Number one, knowing where to insert time at. Now, what I mean by this is the way, like, where people insert time, or at least just the construct of time, and how people think of it, and the stigma people put into time is unhealthy. It causes a lot of emotional, like very unhealthy emotional habits. Puts people in really funky mental states and emotional states. Um, Very unhealthy. The only places to me that you should be inserting time or the construct of it is work and school, because time is a construct of order and discipline. So insert it into situations and places that are order and discipline, which is work and school. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, manage yourself. Um, Learn the educational skill, or just the it's a type of education that isn't taught to a lot of people, which is just self-reflecting and learning about yourself, which is the best kind of education you can have. Because if you know yourself, I mean, it's a chain. You'll be able to know other people pretty well, and you'll be able to understand actions and where they come from, and how someone got to a certain emotional state and depressions and all that. Like, you'll be able to give more advice on that, because you're like, you self-reflected a lot, and you've gotten like deep into yourself and all that kind of stuff. But also with managing yourself comes like self-reflecting on like who you are, your insecurities, how to stay on top of them, and then challenging yourself. This is also part of managing yourself, challenging yourself to go just a step further to come up with creative problem solving, like how to solve your problems, coming up with ways how to solve your problems, like creative ways how to do so. um, that is something very, very vital to your experiences and will help you. And do this with your fears too. um, Self-reflect on your fears and really get to why is that fear there, how long has it been there, all that kind of stuff. And what emotions does that, those fears bleed into, because your fears and insecurities, they bleed in and mold themselves. They manifest themselves as like anger and sadness, and then you confuse those emotions, or you confuse the, well, you confuse the emotions, but you confuse the insecurity as anger or sadness or whatever, and it's actually insecurity. It's just camouflaging itself into your emotions. So, yeah, self reflection and managing yourself is very, very important, and it's a kind of education not a lot of people get. So, do that. Number three, make fun out of tough situations and just slap life in the face. This could also include your fears and your insecurities. Just make fun of it and slap it in the face every once in a while. Uh, do you know there is one thing that society is very against, or not all of society, but some, which is doing something lame because it's funny. And that's what I do all the time. I do lame stuff sometimes just because I think it's funny, and it's not the conventional thing to do, and society's totally against it. But it's making fun out of tough situations in life, and it's healthy to do every once in a while. And I don't care what anyone says. There are days you can just not give a crap. Just to slap life in the face. Just not give a crap. Because I know I have a lot of those days. And the one movie I compare that to a lot of times is Office Space. For you that have watched Office Space, you know what I'm talking about. The Mike Judge movie. Yeah, the Beavis and Butthead creator. Office Space is a perfect example. Like that Peter Gibbons, or something like that. That character. What he did after the therapy session or whatever, and then he became this like, I don't know, like he was stuck in that trance. But yeah. So there you go. That's an example. Um, just just make fun out of life and make every day as if it was like just a chill day, and just just walk into work. Just one day. Just choose one day, because I've done this before. Just choose one day out of the week that you want to just walk into work, not in uniform, but in like just like Hawaiian dress shirt and like short, like, khaki shorts or whatever, and like, or just tan shorts. Just walk in like that, and just like with kind of like a tan or a spray tan or whatever, and just go in super chilled, and just go say hello to everybody. And you may have the managers get onto you at first, but it's funny. It's funny, and it slaps life in the face, and you get to have fun. You can do that every once in a while. Do not let anyone tell you you can't. You can. And the last one, which is taking risks. This one is just important as all get out. If you want anything in life to happen, you need to take risks. Um, there's a funny word that I like to use, uh, and I think it's a term in baseball as well, but it's a good word to use if when you're just wanting to just do something, almost without thought, almost, but you're still thinking about it. Of course, you're still thinking about the consequences, but screwballing, like screwballing. I like to use that word when I'm trying to describe just doing something. You're just screwballing to it and just like getting it done. Um, Still with a little bit of thought, but kind of, sort of without, and just to see how it goes. But you need to take those risks. You know, sometimes you just need to jump into something, and yeah, there are probably going to be a lot of people around you when you're jumping into it and you are taking those risks, because they don't really take those risks themselves. Sometimes when people are trying to keep you from taking the risks, they usually don't take a lot of risks themselves, so they're trying to keep you away from it. But they'll try to tell you that it's not going to work and it's a ridiculous decision. But if you want to do it and you have confidence in doing it, hey, why not? Why not? Again, this bleeds into the making fun out of tough situations. This is the best time to make fun, or make fun out of it. Just, you know, make it kind of funny while taking the risk. Like, turn in your head while you're taking that risk to do your, like, to achieve your dreams. Make it where you're kind of making what you're doing to get there kind of like almost like a joke. It's still serious to you, but there's something funny about it. Therefore, at least for me, that makes it more difficult for someone to suck the fun out of it, because there's a part of it I'm not taking too seriously. So, but they can't figure out why you're not getting bummed out, them trying to put you down and them trying to say don't take that risk. Nobody will be able to figure out why you're not bummed out. Like, how are you not getting discouraged? I'm telling you that this isn't going to work. But yeah, so add that in there. It's a good idea, and again, it bleeds into the whole don't take life too seriously thing. So anyways, take risks in life. It will do you well. Sometimes just jump into it. Just screwball into it. Why not? I have done that with tons of things. That's the only reason I get anything done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Some of the thoughts were a little here and there, but you get the point, hopefully. And I'll see you the next one. Welcome to the circus.